Hey, kid. You ever spanked a grown man?
Gaming alone by myself.
Gaming alone, I got nobody else.
Nobody else but me. I wish I had somebody.
Hey, what was that? Was that somebody else?
Now I don't feel so alone. Gaming alone together. Gaming alone, we got each other now. Gaming alone together. Now we won't die alone.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey guys, I got it work.
Harvested from the finest Scandinavian arm hair farms.
Yeah.
You got for Trump. You gotta go Russia, Eastern Europe for sure. That's
Yep.
all he ever likes.
All right, where's our business suit? Where's our business suit?
This kid just starts to look like who's the rich kid in South Park? The one that looks exactly like this.
I don't
think
know.
You might have had it with that one, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the best we're gonna do for sure. He has a Trump's usually wearing a white shirt, right? Blue shirt.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, Turkey's usually wearing. Hooli, ask Ashley what Turkey usually wears.
She'll know.
Because
So you're asking for a friend.
yeah, the image of those we hate is burned most into our memories. That's what I'm basing it on nothing, but what does Ashley say?
I feel like we were a city lot to be president.
All right, someone look up a picture of Trump. Give me.
I feel like this is probably good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. Yes, I think this is good. I sign off.
But man, we could get this right. Remember, we could look back on this day and regret it for the rest of our lives.
Our integrity.
Ben's like, fuck it, I'm out of here.
Because of how we decorated Trump.
My brain is saying red tie, white shirt, but I might be incorrect.
There's a lot of pics of him, red tie, white shirt. There's also yellow tie, white shirt. A lot of him in ill-fitting blazers. Oh, there you go. Hooli's got it. Look at what Hooli has for you.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Oh, it went away. Bring back our wonderful.
Oh, there's the red one. Yeah.
Oh
White
yeah.
shirt, red tie.
Oh.
All right, here we go. See this? He's not wearing his jacket. This is casual Trump.
Trump cash.
Say what you will about the man, but I think he's got a pretty good complexion for being however old he is.
Give him the tear.
Because this is 2021 Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He's killed some motherfuckers by now.
All right, so this is gangsta Trump.
Oh.
He's got
Trump would
20
never wear. He would
Yeah.
never wear eyeglasses.
Yeah.
That's weakness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tiny gangster Trump.
Those people do not exist in Trump's America. So I'm just gonna kind of skip over the story because we don't need that, right?
We need to spend time making Trump perfect, but we don't need any story.
Absolutely.
This could just be the character creator podcast. We just evaluate character creators.
Yeah.
All right, so basically we're the new kid in town, and that's the story right now.
Okay.
So we gotta old Trump's gotta explore his surroundings. Wait, what do we want to call this kid? Just gangsta Trump? Little gangsta Trump?
LGT.
LGT.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's perfect.
Yeah, there's not a more perfect name than that.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to believe that LGT kept a goldfish alive. No way.
You know, that's really close to LGBT, kind of think of it.
What? This is so much smoother this way, by the way.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Bedroom toys. That sounds fun.
Oh, Lord.
This it's a nice little bathroom here.
You know, so the thing about this game is it was almost not made.
What the? Are you serious?
Oh no, I'm not there yet. Oh, I failed at pooping.
Well, you gotta
Aw.
do that right. Come on.
Yeah, come
I'm gonna
on.
go sulk for a little bit in the shower.
You fail at pooping in this game? What the hell?
Yeah, that's right. Shower
No,
yourself.
I think this is the best representation. Maybe this is, you fail at pooping, you just stand in shame in the shower for a while, and
Back
then
and shower off your shame, kid.
you become the president of the United States.
This is really an origin story.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way this is going.
This game was part of the THQ Fallout. And THQ was the original publisher. And when they declared bankruptcy in 2012, I think it was, a bunch of their properties were sold off. It was basically a fire sale.
Mm.
And one of them was South Park. And I believe it was picked up by Ubisoft eventually. After some disagreement about whether THQ really owned the license or whether they just owned the right to specific parts of the license. Trey Parker and Matt Stone were heavily involved in the whole development. They were part of the lawsuit alleging that THQ didn't have the right to transfer the rights to it because they didn't have that kind of license or something. Anyway, ultimately Ubisoft was able to buy the rights and ended up publishing it.
Go on outside, sweetie. Go look around the neighborhood.
So
That's interesting.
yeah.
Go on
Interesting.
outside, sweetie.
Lucky Ubisoft.
Go look
Actually,
around the
Obsidian
neighborhood.
was
Go on
Trey Parker and
outside,
Matt Stone
sweetie. Go
reached
look
out to
around the
Obsidian
neighborhood.
in
Go on,
particular
go
because
look
they were
around
big
the
fans of
neighborhood.
Fallout New
Go on
Vegas
out- Go look
at
around
the
the
time,
neighborhood.
and reached out to them about making a South Park game. And Obsidian was like,
it
shit,
was a
yeah.
command. Now get out there and make some friends.
Jesus. A harsh world for little LGBT.
Side note question, Ben, on the intro splash, it says about Autodesk something, which makes CAD software, and I hate them.
Yeah.
What is Autodesk's role in game making? I've never seen that before.
I don't know.
Have you haven't seen that
I've
before?
never worked on a project that has licensed anything from Autodesk that I'm aware of.
Interesting. Okay, just curious. I'm going to fly on the wall mode. I gotta help Ash with crap.
Okay.
Cool.
Hopefully she's
You don't like Autodesk though, Huli? I want to hear more about this.
Dave, we're gonna table it. We're gonna get back to that.
You should imagine Huli's a proper architect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a well-known fact that
Punching wood.
Trump hates wood. Or at least he did. He's gotten over it since
I see.
his days in South Park.
Oh, I see. I can't even say that without Ben's voice.
I couldn't do it again.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Hey. What's up, Ashley?
Ash, South Park.
Hey, Ashley.
You know, sometimes you gotta laugh.
Yeah.
We're trying to make a kitchen table.
We're
That's
adulting
exciting.
pretty hard lately.
I wanted to buy one, and Andrew's like, "This one that's crappy from the Goodwill. This one's great." And I was like, "But I'm gonna have to do all this shit for it." And now I'm doing all the shit for it.
Dun, 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 dun.
If we knew how to blog, we would take pictures and pretend we're cool on Pinterest or
Oh
something.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you could have a whole Instagram feed about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could, but we just don't do that.
I know we're like people take pictures of like every single step of everything you're doing. Okay.
What is that little
Stop.
South Park game idea?
Dick punching that
I don't know, but are
snowman.
you gonna build? Are you?
I'm upset that someone else's creation turned out as well as it did. I'm going to destroy it.
I mean, this
One
is like
day.
watching this administration all over again. God.
Shut up, you
Dick
bleeding
punching
heart
a
liberal.
snowman.
Yeah, fucking snowflake.
Yeah, let's get him.
Hey, Huli, since you're an architect, are you like, is it kind of a point of pride for you that you don't buy a lot of things pre-made? You kind of build them all?
Jesus Christ.
Hey, no fair. That's
It's
cheating.
not.
I'm gonna tell
It's
my
more of a
mom.
Portland thing than an architect thing.
Thanks, kid. I didn't
Okay.
realize he had a hat.
What? Like,
Portland, yeah, I can see that.
It's more of a hipster thing than an architect
I
thing.
also couldn't
Been
find
talking
the right
about arrival.
table, like at
This
all.
way.
I couldn't
It's a
find the
greenhouse.
right
Over
color.
there.
Yeah.
And I looked for a while.
Ash just sanded
Where you from?
the top here.
Rub your cheek on it like really hard back and forth just to make sure you did a good job.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect test.
All right. Okay, I'm going to fly on the wall mode. Stop talking to me.
Okay.
Have the
So
fun.
you are the new kid. Your coming was foretold by Coldwell Banker. I am the wizard.
Is that a chicken with multiple boobs?
6 breasticles. So we've been inducted into the community of children in South Park, at least Butters and Cartman, because we saved Butters from a vicious attack from an elf. That's where we're at.
Well, after you beat the shit out of him too, though.
I think the blows were coming so hard and fast that he didn't really realize who was
I see.
laying
The
them
kingdom
down.
of Koopa
Yeah, I
King.
mean, don't spin it like you were in the right.
Our weapon shop here is tended by Clyde, a level 14.
Yeah, so now I can explore all of the things.
You may have heard of my deeds at the Battle of Stark's Pod. That's the line the Grand Wizard gave me.
I love the idea of these kids just being sort of cowed into playing their characters by Cartman. Just because he's creating this world that he wants to live in, sort of like an overbearing DM or something.
Like you could just say a DM.
Yeah. It's like the world's saddest Ren Fair.
Be careful, the Rock of Insanity holds mysterious powers.
Oh man, yeah, that's rough. That would be so sad if just like one kid that no one really likes, but you know, his personality combined with the other people's personalities such that no one really kind of stands up to him. So it's just this thing of sadness, except for one kid who's not really happy because he can never be happy. That makes any sense?
Yeah.
The wizard stump. Perhaps one day I will show you what it does. Ah, you have located the training area where our massive army learns to fight. Ow! You have been sought out, new kid, because humans everywhere are in great danger. I need something from you, and in return, I am prepared to allow you into my kingdom. I know you are very excited. It's time for your first quest, but first, please tell us thy name.
Here we go.
What do we say again?
Little something Trump. Little gangster Trump. Yeah.
LGT. You know what? We're LGT.
Oh my God.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
You entered douchebag, is that correct?
Close
Are
enough.
you sure you want to keep the name douchebag? Very well,
Pretty
douchebag.
good.
You will now choose a class: fighter, mage, thief, or Jew.
Oh my God.
A mage is like a wizard, only not as cool. You look sneaky enough to be a thief. A Jew from New Jersey, so you're basically Cow's mom. Cool.
Well, this is interesting. What class would Trump be?
I mean, I feel like for ultimate fuckery, he would.
Mage is like a wizard, only not as a fighter has
Be
courage,
into,
honor,
I
and the
guess.
ability to kick fucking ass.
What would he see himself as versus what would he actually be?
Yeah. I think
That's a good point.
he sees himself probably as a fighter, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Is that a new class?
Yeah.
We welcome to our kingdom, Douchebag the Fighter. Hooray!
Seriously?
Now
When was
please
this
go
game
to the
made?
weapon
This is-
shop. Procure yourself a weapon and we shall teach you to fight.
2015, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Cartman said you can be a fighter, mage, thief, or Jew. That's what he said to us.
Yeah, I hear they had trouble getting this
Would
this
you
game
like to
approved
see
in
my
Germany.
wares, weary
Ye-
traveler? Perhaps you would like to hear tips
Yeah,
and humors for
they're
$2.
real sensitive about that kind of thing. One of my, for some
are.
reason, my ex's ex-boyfriend, if that makes any sense, he had a little
Your-
hip hop song
Can
called.
we still call those wiener cousins or
Don't
no?
let it bother you that there's a game to be played.
What's that? Wiener Cousins?
Wiener cousins. Yeah. It would have been much shorter just to say wiener cousins.
I've never heard of that phrase before.
Yeah. If your wiener has been in the same place as another guy's wiener, your wiener cousin.
Oh, okay, sure. I like that. That's a
That's a new one.
Oh, there you go, guys. We were today years old when we learned, or when you guys learned
We
about
learned about wiener cousins. Yep.
That's a beautiful brevity.
Teach you how to fight. I want you to
Wiener
take your new
cousins.
weapon
Yeah.
and
So yeah,
for the
a
rest
wiener
of your
cousin of mine wrote a song, and it was called "You Are a Nazi," and
Go on, new kid,
the
kick his ass.
YouTube, the German branch of YouTube, whatever that means,
Kick your ass.
would
Glad you
not
have to
let
wait
it
your turn.
air.
That's lame.
Oh yeah.
No class
Which
like
which
olden
is kind of
times.
shitty because I feel
Never
like
will
if you
return.
want
Like
to
a
move
little
past something, you got to be able to
I know
talk
it's
about
very
it, you
clever,
know?
but that's how we're
Like
fucking
just
doing it.
sweeping it under the rug
Alright,
or
you guys
saying,
bash Clyde's face in. Don't be shy.
I understand like if you're a government figure and you just don't want to touch it, but like it's not a path to resolution, I think.
Come on, fight.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know. I just
I
think
wouldn't
you-
argue with that, but
You think you would argue with that, Ben?
I wouldn't argue with that.
Alright,
Yeah.
guys wearing armor.
I wouldn't
In order to
either. I
hurt him,
just
want
think
you to
in
hit
general
Clyde
in
as hard as you
Germany,
can.
it's like, ooh, no, too soon. Is the like they're not ready.
Yeah, I think some of it's like this ongoing
Oh shit, dude, I think I see blood.
need
Fucking
to
nice,
project
bro.
shame
Exactly what you do to guys
Yeah.
with armor like
over
that.
generations for the
Okay,
rest of
listen up.
Europe.
The key to
Yep.
surviving in battle is not to get hit in
I
the
think
back.
that's exactly
Clyde,
right.
it's your turn to attack. Douchebag, take your bow.
You know, at some point, I don't know if that's healthy
There you
either.
go.
I mean, it's hard to say that someone born
No, I said protect.
2000 or
Take your
later
bow.
should have real culpability for the Holocaust.
Yeah. well,
Maybe they
that's-
should. Maybe it's just a German thing, and they're all inherently
That's not blocking, that's sucking.
haters.
Try
But
again.
Well, that's the. It's
Suck it.
interesting because an argument coming out of the right side of politics here is like America shouldn't be
Alright, it's time to use your
ashamed,
heroic power.
or like
Using your ability
labeling
takes
itself
power
as
points, or
a
PP for short.
slave-based nation.
Douchebag,
Yeah.
Use your fighter ability to make Clyde
But
pay
on
for
the
insulting
left,
the
it's
king.
like, no, we should definitely shine as big a light on that as possible.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's an interesting insight, actually. The right is more like, don't acknowledge it, or acknowledge it but move on. The left is like, let's
We
really
want that smile off his
put it
face,
under a
douchebag.
magnifying glass.
Now do it one more time.
Yeah,
Whereas in
and-
Germany, it's like, let's not acknowledge it.
Take this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing I respect about Germany is that they keep the old concentration camps and all the SS offices
Yeah.
and stuff open. They refuse to tear those down. It's nothing monumental. Yeah, we did this.
Right.
I like Bjorn. Is it Bjorn Borg? Wait, I don't want to get this wrong. This guy, this German comedian.
Well,
The
here
whole
it
thing about. Where are you?
Me, I'm inside Cartman's tent.
All right, Flulaborg. That's who I was trying to remember. So Flulaborg has this whole thing about Germans are of course always going to play the bad guys until there's another Hitler. Basically, he's like, yep,
Yeah.
it's,
Right.
Well, they've got such great accents.
yeah,
They're just biding their time for another Hitler to emerge.
yeah,
And they'll be like, haha, it's not our problem anymore.
exactly. Now we can finally put this mantle down.
Yeah.
We'll heal you. Here.
I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to not sound like you're up to something when you've got a German accent. I mean, it's just like, I'm just going
Man, I could be
to
watching
go
TV
over
right
into the closet and change my shirt. It's
Well,
like
part of
like fuck you are.
yeah, well, part of the reason why though, Devin, do you remember Sebastian from high
We'll say you
school?
can have one post
Yeah.
turn. Last
Yeah,
time,
so
but it was coming.
we saw him last year in Germany. He and all his German friends were like,
You want some of this?
yeah, all America, all the American kids just grow up hearing German accents and like Raiders of the Lost Ark, and everyone's a Nazi.
You're fine,
Like
yeah.
that's like the association's permanent. And I
Okay,
thought
you
about
want
it.
the
It's
attack,
like,
counterattack.
yep,
Put your enemy on the ground.
that's correct.
Get out of there.
It's true.
You all sound like the bad guys in
Oh, you
Indiana
kicked his
Jones.
helpless ass. Now finish off these elves in the name of the wind.
Yeah, we can joke about Nazis a lot more, though.
Yeah,
Americans can.
yeah.
Like, Nazis is a funny thing. it's,
You know,
it's an absurd and funny thing. It's so anachronistic that it's hilarious when they show up. And
Well, I mean, like, what do you think of when you think comedy gold? You know, banana peels, monkeys, Nazis.
Nazis, yeah.
All right, see what we do here.
Good job.
I just threw a ball in the air and then
Bother
just
to throw
ignored
a
it.
ball.
I ignored it and hit him.
Yeah, we had to wait for the
Nice
ball
touch.
to come down so we could knock his face off.
Mhm. Oh, look at this kid beating the shit out of the cat.
What has happened in this camp?
Good idea, kid. Let's get that cat.
Yeah, fuck that cat. Oh.
No kidding.
Fuck.
Yeah, do you guys remember this game, South Park Cat Abuser Simulator 2015?
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna foster some very sad things here.
I don't think you could do the same thing with a dog though.
Eat shit.
Or I
Yeah,
think a dog would be going a little too far.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I love cats and dogs.
That guy's just standing there.
It's
Go kick his
interesting
ass.
how that works.
That's because cats could be a little bitchy.
A little.
honest.
Yeah, cats are. I think cats are very
Look at that archer hiding behind
adaptable.
the
I feel like if
Switch to your arrows, douchebag.
if your cat escapes, it can generally just switch to a pretty feral lifestyle
Now you can hit the guy in the back.
pretty quickly relative to a
Yeah.
dog.
Douchebag, use your arrow.
Douchebag, use your
Do what I said. Suck on this.
Oops. Yeah, so I'm not sure if y'all have been kind of following this much, but if you guys have played Super Mario RPG,
Mhm.
perchance, and I guess a fair amount of turn-based strategy games these days where it's got kind of like a timing system, so you can, if you hit the right button at the right time, you can reduce the damage or increase the damage depending on whether they are you taking damage respectively, of course. All right, well, let's not use that. And I think one of the reasons that this game remained entertaining for me is because it's got a system that actually is better than some of those other ones out there that are that take themselves more seriously than this game. This one's actually got a fun little system that doesn't get super button mashy. Sometimes it borders on that, but for the most part, it's more like it's about timing rather than just mashing it, which is good. Unless you're Jolene, who is the button mashing master.
Are you?
Where did I get that? Did I get that reputation from? Mario Party?
What do you think? I guess it'd be button master. Button
Master.
master.
Shields are super weak. Just hit them with your simplest hit over and
Yeah,
over
button
until
mashing can
quickly.
become tiresome after a while. You're right, Devin. Plus, one of
You don't power
the weird
attack
thing
shield.
about
That's push league.
button mashing
Use your
mechanics
attack, you
is
can hit him again.
the feedback on whether you're doing it optimally or not is never quite clear. Are you pressing it faster than you need to? Or are you pressing it so fast that it's skipping?
Yeah, that's how you do
Like,
it.
so it's actually
Okay,
slowing
go
down. It's just
That makes sense. Power
it's just a
attack
prompt. Mash this button as quickly as you can with no real feedback on like what timing you should be using.
That's a good
Yeah.
point because at some point you max
Now
out
finish him.
how much input the game can actually accumulate, and then definitely how quickly you do that.
Yeah.
But I feel like it just gets your adrenaline up. It makes you feel like you're doing some shit.
Yeah, it's one of those things like where it's a little bit of smoke and mirrors. Like, yeah, go ahead and match this button, and things will happen.
Yeah, and you just automatically go, yeah!
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't
Just
think
start-
too hard about it.
Just start choking your friend out.
Yeah.
Fighters go with
Okay, it looks like we.
It's fun to watch Huli and Ashley seriously doing
I
some,
know.
some
This
work.
and every now and then, this tiny naked person will come up and just start doing stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. We got.
We need the Jewish staff.
Yeah, we always need the Jewish staff. Let's see.
Jewish staff.
Yeah. Can't remember the last time I had a good old Jewish staff.
What is the name of that thing for real? The herding cane thing.
Is
there
that
a
what that
technical
is?
term
Looks
for
like a shepherd's crook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Shepherd's crook.
Yeah.
sounds about right. Kind of. All right, let's get some.
Let's do it.
We like having you guys on as TV while we work.
That's good. Glad we can entertain you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's equip some of this stuff. Let's see what kind of, and it's still got kind of that, level up and gear up RPG itch to scratch as well.
Yeah, it seems to me that well, you described it perfectly. Is there any like talent tree type element to this?
This guy right here, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the warrior has kind of just like a more brute strength tree, I guess. I mean, it's not even a tree, it's more like a series of sticks, because they don't really, I don't say branches, but they don't branch. This one's more like dirty fighting, I believe. And then later on, as you level up, you'll get, I don't know if they're more nuanced, but
but there's just enough of that in this game that, like you said, you can pick it up quickly. It's enjoyable. I like the aesthetic of this game too. I mean, it just looks like you're playing an episode of television.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
All right, now we're a proper fighter. We got us a helmet, although it is obscuring our glorious hair, so that's a drawback to it.
Oh, that guy, diabetic kid.
What are you selling?
Who was that kid?
I don't remember his name. I just remember they made fun of him for his diabetes all the time.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just buy it all.
Oh, I'm actually selling.
Oh, okay. Sell it all. You probably don't need the health potion.
Yeah. You guys want to make this a suicide run? Should I just buy everything, sell everything, and Dan be the consequences?
You can roleplay a merchant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, so fast travel, that's fun. Yeah, he's around here somewhere. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. We are calling the banners. We're doing some recruiting. Okay, now let's go do some recruiting. Did you guys have any favorite South Park characters?
I actually love Butters. I always say that he's my favorite.
You just be careful now.
What do you think you like about him?
He's just so vulnerable, but he tries so hard. I don't know why the episode that I always think of is when they tell him to go into the bathroom and jerk off because nobody knows what jerking off is, and
Yeah.
he's just been there like ow, oh Jesus Christ! Like
What's he doing?
He's always so willing. Well, they're not old enough to do what is supposed to happen when you're jerking around. But I just really appreciate that Butters tries really hard and he's loyal and he's just a poor little soft kid. I don't know. He just has a great heart. Butters. He makes me smile more than any of the other characters.
Yeah, he's very sincere.
Yeah, I just like, oh man, buddy, bless your heart. So I love any episode of Butters in it.
But Paladin Butters lets me be his squire on the slot.
No.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Always like Chef. Chef's a pretty good character. He's like the Morgan Freeman of South Park.
Yeah.
With a little bit more sass.
Is that?
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Snowman.
We couldn't take you down with our fists, you fucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey, look. Access to areas that were previously inaccessible.
Oh.
Ooh, look at that. It's got some Metroid in it.
Oh. Yeah, nobody stops.
Oh.
These kids are like.
Oh, see, I thought that was my computer crashing just now, because that's what it does. The screen just goes black. But that was just a loading screen, fortunately.
You think this might be? I mean, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are older.
Mm-hmm.
I dare say, like our generation-ish or a little bit older.
Yeah.
And so this makes sense to us and them because these kids are running around playing make-believe outside freely, without any sort of restriction. I wonder, like, kids these days would be like, "That's weird."
It's so funny. You're so right. Because by today's standards and kids the age that the South Park kids are. This is an outdated mode of existence.
Yeah.
You know? I was talking to somebody the other day too about all these anxiety problems that are riddling kids these days, and I start feeling old because I'm like, yeah, it's because they weren't out doing this shit. Like, you had to figure it out. You had to be occupied. You weren't just constantly, inundated with all this digital shit all the time.
Yeah.
And like worried about the size of your ass at 8 or whatever.
Taking the perfect selfie.
Oh God, I can't imagine.
Yeah. That's right. We did have to make fun with sticks and primitive implements like that. Shit you find in your garage.
Yeah, and we still had parents that would be like, "Get the fuck outside!"
Yeah, that's right.
But I swear in LA, it's like the parents are like, "Well, you can go outside. Just make sure the location services on your phone is turned on, and look out for pedophiles. They're everywhere." God, what a terrifying existence.
Yeah.
Really sad.
Well, feel free to join in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're a parent. All right, he's walking away.
Yeah.
Have you checked behind that fan for a pedophile?
Yeah.
They're everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Check the internet. They have all the pedophiles posted there. There might be one.
It is kind of interesting to see, like, to go on just Google like sex offenders near me, because they are pretty abundant.
Well, yeah, but people, if you really look at the numbers, it's about right. You need to spend a lot of your life thinking about how many pedophiles or sex offenders there actually are, and people get really freaked out. I swear to God, sometimes I feel like people need to not be exposed as much to television because they just can't. It.
I think that statistics is not taught appropriately in primary school.
I 100% agree.
Every child, every person, every kid should have to have a pretty good understanding of basic statistics.
Well, just like
works.
just logic in general,
Yeah.
Just so you're not a slave to your characteristics all the time.
Yeah.
Like I saw one pedophile, it feels like they're everywhere.
Right. And really, how many are dangerous? I mean, how many opportunistic pedophiles are there? They're not really out there hunting kids. They're just, they find an opportunity, they might go for it. But
Yeah,
kids just running around having fun probably shouldn't worry about them.
No, there's I think giving kids, instilling in kids a sense of authority and like ability to say no and tell it. I mean, and I feel like if you've got a kid that's just like a clunker, you're like, oh man.
A clunker. That is a great analogy.
Love it.
I don't know why that term, but you know when you're having a conversation with a kid and you're like, oh geez, oh no, this one's gonna be lucky to survive till.
Yes.
Oh fuck.
This is one that maybe should not survive.
Yeah. Oh shit, this one's a dud. No.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So there definitely would be special cases where you're
Sure.
like, okay, we got to keep an eye on this one, but.
Have you guys heard of Robert Fish?
Not me.
He's a rapist and child murderer.
No,
And-
haven't heard of him.
Why would... Oh, you mean Bob Fish? Oh, okay, cool.
oh, Bobby Fish? Oh yeah,
Bobby Fish, yeah.
I played bridge
I know
with
Bobby
him.
Fish.
Oh, shit, yeah.
No, he was he pretty much confessed to everything. Like he got caught and was just like, yeah, this is how I like did all these terrible things. And he was describing how there was this little girl and he was just like, hey, come up and meet me in this old abandoned building. Like we're gonna play and it'll be really fun. And she's like, okay. So it's like, it's great to be for, I agree entirely with, kids shouldn't spend 7 days a week worried about pedophiles. But of course, we should know about them as well.
Yeah, that's be informed for sure.
Yeah.
Stay away from Bobby Fish.
Oh yeah.
Every
One of the
child.
things. Apparently, one of the things he would do is he would like encourage his son's friends to spank him. He's like, just go ahead and spank me. And I'm like, I wonder like what you do at that point. It's like I don't think we're gonna hang out with Pete anymore. His dad's like tries to get us to spank him. I don't know how to deal with that.
Hopefully you talk to your kids enough. They come home. What'd you do? Oh, Bobby's dad was asking us to spank him. So we did.
So this is exactly what I'm talking about. If a kid comes home and says that, you know, we're in clunker territory already. It's like, okay, get your kid out of that household. We're not friends with you anymore. I mean, I don't know, but that's also such a fucking bizarre thing that, as a kid,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're trying to make sense of it, and I don't know, maybe you do just spank the guy, and then you go home and you're like, well, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what do you do when you get to that point? If you're a kid, just like,
Ugh.
I mean, it's like I don't like getting spanked. Why does he want to get spanked?
Yeah, I feel like it's amazing to me that parents don't murder other people more. I mean,
Well, I'm sorry.
I would definitely want to take that guy out if it came out like, oh, you're making kids spank you. Just off him. Don't rehab this guy. Just fucking just. Get rid of him.
Yeah, it's a hard call because I mean there are some people that do things like rape and murder children, but it depends on whether you think that people who don't really know what they're doing should be punished for their deeds, or if like their inability to really understand what reality is should be taken into consideration. Because I can see arguments for both sides there. Because like, well, this guy, he was raped as a child. I'm not talking about Robert Fish anymore. I'm just like, this is totally hypothetical.
Robert Fish definitely wasn't raped as a child. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's just like, this person went through some trauma, or maybe they just happen to have a non-functional brain, and they're basically a non-functional human. So we can't expect them to act like other people. However, even if we put them in this facility and try to get them treatment, they may escape. They probably won't make it far because they're not functional, but they also might do some more murder and raping on their way out. And it's like, do we want to take that chance?
I say no. I mean, I know there's an argument for the other side, but I think in that situation, it's like, wow, this is what I think. You're really fucking lucky to be part of the human species. Any other species on Earth would be like, well, that wolf is raping puppies. Fuck that guy. Like, just done, out, dead.
That's why you see no like puppy raping wolves, because they were filtered out of the gene pool a long time ago.
That's what I'm saying. That's what okay, let nature take its course. That's a failure of genetics. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how many resources as a quote-unquote civilized society we convert into. I don't know, helping folks like that. I'm not heartless. Like, I hear you, Devin. If someone has a non-functioning brain, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what you do.
What can you do, really? Exactly. What? I guess you can quarantine them, make them, commit them to an asylum or something like that.
Yeah, that's why we have facilities and caregivers. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's just such a.
Is that fair too, though? I mean, that might even be worse than.
Yeah. It just feels like such a lose-lose situation.
Yeah. By the way, I do want to point out that we are apparently we're using actual weapons. Like Butters has apparently a ball peen hammer, and we're just beating the shit out of some girls on the street.
Yeah.
I mean,
bonus holy damage.
Yeah. Is he a paladin? Is that what Butters is doing?
This seems really unfair. She's just using her fists, and Butters smacked the shit out of everything. Well, yeah.
This is clearly a rapist.
New guy's got a sword. I noticed New guy's hitting everything with his sword.
Yeah.
Indiscriminately.
Yeah, Yeah, it's okay because we were saving this poor child.
Yeah.
This one right here.
That's your quest to find Jesus now.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's probably in City Hall.
What you did for me?
that's where I always find
I can't
Jesus.
explain how I keep losing all my underpants.
I worship at the altar of legislature. Yeah, legislation?
Hey kid, maybe you can help us with something.
What you need,
All
Mayor?
these homeless people in South Park are making us look like a cold and heartless town. If you could
We
go
were
and
just
beat the
talking about
crap
this,
out of all
actually.
the bums and vagrants, they'll leave town, and it'll restore South Park's reputation as a compassionate community. You gotta get
Oh
every
man, this
single one
is
of
a
those
great
bastards,
microcosm
okay?
for a
Chop,
way
chop.
for the way a
Yeah.
lot of homeless are dealt with. Like, it's a microcosm for LA, right?
God, yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Austin too.
Yeah, there's
Increasingly.
well, and it's just there's so much just addiction and mental instability. I was walking down the street and this guy, like he's clearly homeless, but just no shirt, barely any pants on, and he's eating out of this open tuna can. And I guess I just made eye contact with him a little too much. He was like, "Fucking bitch," and scooped out his tuna and just threw it at me, hit me in the chest, which was great.
Well,
I
that's
had to go-
assault. That's actually
well,
assault.
Yeah,
But I'm sure he does it all the time.
Well, yeah, this was
And
a
the police are like,
huge-
yeah, that's just Randy Tuna.
Yeah. Randy Tuna got you. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you just walking down the street, tuna all over your chest, and yeah, someone passing the other way just looks at you. It's like, Randy Tuna, huh?
Yeah. She got tuned. I mean,
I have to say, like,
That does sound like a
Um,
horny fish, though.
there's
Randy
a fair
Tuna.
number of a lot of homelessness you see in Austin, but I've not experienced the degree of extremely sort of unsettling behavior that I've seen in California. I was interviewing for a job in Santa Monica, and after the interview, just kind of like walked down to the beach, and there was just these two people screaming and cursing at each other across the street.
yeah.
People were just kind of like glancing over, then trying to walk by quickly. It was like, and then one of them was just, yeah, trying to call it anyone who would give them eye contact and engage them in some sort of, I don't know. It was very threatening and aggressive, and I was like, holy shit! People just walk around like this is normal here.
It's extremely hostile. I mean, and you just get into the habit of you're like, I have to ignore this, otherwise this is going to eat up way more of my time and energy than I
Yeah.
can give it. And I mean, it's just insane. We've gotten to the point. My brother and I send each other Snapchats of the crazy shit we see homeless people do here on Ventura Boulevard. There's a guy now. I think they've arrested him since, but he liked to strip naked in the middle of traffic, take out 2 drumsticks, set down on the road, and just drum on his penis. And so he just became the guy on Ventura, the drumming penis guy.
Yeah.
Ventura Boulevard. Everyone around here knows him. Not know him personally, but you're like, oh yeah, that guy.
Right.
There's Randy Tuna, and there's so many people just shooting up too. I mean, they're not even making any kind of
Wow.
effort to obscure the fact that they're busting out crack pipes just under every overpass out here. It's a big problem.
That's incredible.
Everyone that has an external security camera on their house, everyone's got a video late at night of 2 homeless people just fucking in the grossest ways possible, like right on their property.
Man.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's gotta be a whole subgenre of porn.
Well, I thought that too. I was like, oh god,
Ring fucking.
Yeah.
Ring fucking?
Ring camera fucking.
Yeah. For sure.
Is
I'm trying to think of the grossest way
I know you aren't
possible
supposed to give
to have
money
sex.
panhandlers.
And it
This
usually,
vice
like, the
president
ways that come to mind, like, don't even involve the normal holes. Like, I imagine, like people sticking their dicks in someone's nose, or maybe, like, the Alaskan pipeline, if y'all have heard of that one, where you...
Oh, hello. Are you
You mean
interested?
you mean as a euphemism? Okay.
I was with you, Ben. I was like, whoa, we're just a left turn here. Okay.
Dirty Sanchez.
The rusty trombone or the Cleveland steamer or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, keep going. No, keep going. Keep this up.
Cleveland Steamer.
Yeah, the Cleveland Steamer.
Haven't heard of that one.
What's the Flaming Dragon?
No. Wait. You gotta tell Ben about the Cleveland Steamer.
I don't see, and I don't even. I just know it has something to do with poop. I assume. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
I just have it stuck in my brain as a term.
It's actually really simple. You just poop on someone's chest. It's perfectly simple.
Why the Cleveland part?
I don't know. I
wonder if Cleveland's upset about that.
Somebody must have just been like, yeah, people probably poop on each other a lot in Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Why not?
Actually, we're talking to some. We were talking about Germany earlier. Yesterday, I just caught up with some German friends. Actually, Sebastian's sister, Devin. She's a paramedic in Munich, and we were asking her about the strangest shit that she's seen, and she's like, "Oh, butthole stuff for sure." She has no idea how much people just shove things up their ass, and then they're like, "Oops, can't get it out." And she said she recently had a light bulb guy, which she just doesn't understand. She's had several light bulb butthole incidents. Here's a question for you guys. Let's say, and I know you're all in committed relationships, but let's say whatever, you're like hooking up with somebody, you're single, and it's like the hottest sex you've ever had, and she pulls out a light bulb right in the middle of it. It starts reaching around suggestively with this light bulb.
That's a hard one.
Really? Dude, like, I have nothing against butt stuff. If she had like some sort of plan with something else, like something that was designed to go in a butt, like a dildo or whatever.
No, but this is a light bulb, and she has
no.
She's just at you.
No fucking way, man. A light bulb. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like, what's the worst possible thing we could think to go in a butt? Like, what could literally kill you if it goes wrong? How about that?
I'm convinced there's some kind of psychosis here. Or they're getting off on the danger or something. But let's ask Ben, because Ben said it's a tough one.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to imagine, though, Devin, that maybe this is the first time you don't really have a level of communication established with this person, and you're still hoping that it goes well. I guess if most
keep going.
If I'm going all the way, if you've already gone all the way and then do it, that's different. But if you haven't yet gone all the way, you might be more inclined to be like, well, I'm going to figure out it's probably not going to work, and just move on.
Well,
I would be I'd be more inclined to say something if it was an object that clearly could work, and I'd be like, "What? No, I don't think so. No thanks."
Wait. You'd be less inclined to do it if it was something that would be more likely to work?
I'd be more inclined to say no, to say something about it if it was something that might work. A traditional thing that one might put up their butt.
Why? It's like,
Because at that point,
do you want septic shock?
Clear. It's pretty clear what her intent is. I'd be a little confused by the light bulb.
Oh, you're saying,
so you're good.
Oh, Ben, you're so forgiving. You're like, oh, what? You're willing to at least entertain the possibility that she's not trying to put it in your butt.
Yeah, I think I'd just be confused, to be honest.
Like she might just be reaching around to like slap your sack around a little bit.
Yeah, or there's some like contact light bulb thing that she's got.
Oh my god!
I don't know how far she's thinking she's gonna want to go with it.
Well, okay, wait. Let's come back to this, but I do want y'all's. I want to see if you think this.
And which direction, I guess.
But I mean, we should.
It's like is it like a comedy thing? To put the other end in first.
Well, I need y'all.
See if you can light up the bulb.
I need y'all's advice before I commit to this $25 here. So our current quest is to get something that will protect us from pepper spray, so we can get into Token's house to recruit him for our cause. I'm currently in Tom's rhinoplasty, and one of my options is a nasal desensitizer. I think I pronounced that correctly. But it's going to cost all the money I have to do, and I don't know if this is just a cosmetic thing or what. What do y'all think?
What other quests do we have? I mean, maybe we can do another quest for now. Or is this
right
the main
now,
one?
So what's the hassle?
Oh, it looks like this is our only quest. Well, that's not true. It's our primary quest.
Yeah, so maybe some of these side quests might be worth tackling.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just wondering what I could get to protect myself from the pepper spray. I bet I have to get a helmet of some sort.
So at this point, money might mean more, it's scarcer than later on in the game. So
Yeah.
maybe blowing it on something to advance this quest is not worthwhile. Maybe you want to do some side quests first to amass more wealth. And maybe you'll find that you could use the money for something more useful.
I concur.
Why are you whacking everyone? I love that this game lets you whack everything with whatever you're holding in your hand, or your hand if you're not holding anything.
It's pretty good.
Everything can be hit.
There's a reaction from everything too. Whether crumpled.
That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. So back to the important discussion. So one of the things I want to know is this is a question for Ben. So if you're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt as they're reaching, as Jolene described, like behind you with the light bulb, like what are the possible scenarios playing out in your head in that like maybe 3 seconds you got there?
I guess the first question is, where did she get the light bulb? If it was just like laying around somewhere, she picked it up.
Yeah, I mean it's like she produced it out of nowhere. You didn't see where she grabbed it. It's just
that's different. Yeah, that's kind of. For what reason would you carry around a light bulb if not to stick it in someone's butt?
Well, I assume y'all in the bedroom, so it's not like she was carrying it around. Like she may have had it, in her nightstand or something.
Oh, okay. So this is over at her place.
Yeah, she could have. She could have had it her own, but you don't know. But you just know now. She's coming at you, and she looks very suggestive and very turned on.
Yeah.
The bulb is going around the back of your body.
Yeah, I think I'd be like, this is a little too much for right now.
For right now, I love that you specified right now.
Well, you still want to seal the deal, so you want to leave some hope for her.
That's so funny.
All right, now what if?
And then afterwards, you'll just be like, fuck no, you'll ghost her and be like, that chick was crazy, man.
Well, now,
but it was fun. It was a good night.
Light bulb, bitch.
Well, now let's make would it make a difference if it was your lovely wife?
Yeah, it would really genuinely frighten me to death. That's one of those, I've entwined my entire life with this person, and clearly they are not who I thought they were.
Just because they want to put a light bulb in your butt is so
horrifying.
No, I am absolutely with Ben on this. I think this is an appropriate response. To come out of nowhere like that, and you guys have been together how long?
10 years almost.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, there's some exorcist shit happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Oh God, there's no ventilation in here.
Can you just fart everywhere
Yeah.
in this game?
There's no ventilation in here.
Outside.
Oh my God.
Oh, the guy in the booth, yeah.
If I had discovered this game at like between 12 to 15, I would have been obsessed. I would have been doing nothing else with my time.
Yes.
Oh.
So I think there's a way I can. Oh, there we go.
Crazy light bulb bitch.
Hey.
Now, what did you just do?
You got another chicken? Oh.
Damn Pokemon.
I don't know what's happening, Ben.
I discovered I could shoot my little arrows around. Oh, that's not right. How did I do that? There we go. Yeah, I'm just playing with the controls, and turns out you can shoot stuff. I forgot that. Oh, did they kill him? Oh, look, he's about to pass out.
These adults just take your abuse relentlessly.
Yeah, that's a good point. If a kid came up and like, if he hit me with a sword, like an actual sword.
An actual sword? Yeah, no. Hopefully you'd see him coming first, right? He's holding a sword. He or she.
Like if I were this guy.
Did you just hit that chair? You destroyed it. And you're hitting the...
Seems that way. Yeah, the adults are very tolerant in this game.
I love these scenes where it's the view of the audience and you have to imagine what's happening on screen. All you have is this weird audio. It's a nice motif.
Yeah, and they can put their own references in here, which is nice. All the little movies they had in that show.
Christ, the son of Satan. And I have never
Damien.
witnessed a thing as
Oh.
hideous and vile as the one you mortals call Rob Schneider.
The greatest Canadian duo of all time is back.
Yeah, it's interesting because Joanne, you've met Rob Schneider, and you said he's a pretty cool guy, right?
I really liked him.
Yeah.
The best thing to come out of that experience. Yeah.
And it's kind of a shame because I think the nicest guy is maybe the one that does the work that people hate the most, sadly.
Yeah, I don't know, because it seems to me like he's thinking about other stuff than just, doing funny shit all the time. Like, he's well-adjusted and has a family and all of that. You can't say the same for those other dudes.
Really? What do you think Adam Sandler's kind of out there, / a broken person, or is he somewhat functional?
He reads to me like he occupies the middle of that Venn diagram, like definitely not as bad as some, not quite right in the head in all the ways you wish he was, but then he probably wouldn't be as funny, if he were well adjusted.
Over here.
Oh God. Is there a man in a bush?
Yeah, he wants me to come over there. What do you
No,
think, guys?
that's Bob Fish for sure.
Nice. Staying away from that guy. Let's just
Nailed him before I saw him.
Don't need any of that.
Hey, kid. You ever spanked a grown man? That's exactly what that side quest is going to be.
I have such a hard time not investigating anything in an RPG. Like, if I were a character in an RPG, I would probably be raped and murdered. If I were just, a child in the real world, as I once was, and I was just going along, and that happened to me. I was like, a man in the bushes like, "Hey, kid, come over here." I'd keep walking real fast, but if I were in an RPG, I'd be like, this might be a quest.
Yeah.
Is this a
Maybe you should see
it would not be a quest. It would be something else.
Yeah, that's because the mechanics are sort of apparent to you. You're playing a game in a contained space where you're no real danger, but also you're trying to understand the intent of the designers. This is really interesting. It's almost like reading a book. I remember Stephen King has a book on writing. He wrote something in it to the effect of books are like the most magical thing because it's a way for two minds to connect over time and space. The writer and then the person reading the words. And there's this sort of interplay that goes on in video games where it's almost like a meta relationship to the game where you understand try to figure out what the designer is doing. It's like if you're in an action game, you walk into this big open space with all these like cover points and everything. Well, this is clearly going to be an encounter coming up. This is an encounter space.
Yeah, I was going to use that same term, Ben. It's very meta. I mean, and I find myself saying things when I'm playing games like, no, the game wants me to do this. The game clearly wants me to. And to get even more meta, I mean, it's like the work on Call of Duty was very much reflective of that, where if we were working on a follow quest, for example, there were, I'd be moving through the space and they go, okay, no, you have to stop right here at this door and then turn around and kind of motion them because we want the player to keep going. Like there was a lot of talk.
Interesting.
With the designers and directors for how they wanted to get the player to interact with the environment.
Yeah.
And then that's always at odds with complete freedom, which you just can't have in a video game.
Right.
So like, how much restriction, how much nudging. But if you play video games at all, it's somebody like Devin said, if you're in an RPG, you're like, I shall investigate everything.
Yes.
Because I fucking can.
Right. Yeah. All right, I'll just go. I know this will be a quest. I'm just gonna go up and quickly click or interact with all these quest givers just to fill up my side quest log. I'll read about them later.
Exactly. And you've got all these NPCs in the game being like, here's a quest, hurry up now, I don't have all day. And you're like, actually you do. You have exactly as much time as I'm gonna.
Yeah. Ludonarrative dissonance.
Oh, holy shit.
Jeez. Man, that chick was built. You see her, she like had some muscles. You see that?
Well, yeah, she's built like an Olympic swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I often just stand nude in front of my front door. Unlock the front door.
flexing.
Just in case.
Just in case a child opens it, so you can scream at them.
Just
Yeah.
in case.
Today I am become a man.
Oh no.
That's what you get. All right, see you later.
It's really like to get back to what you're saying, Julian. It's really hard to make a game that reacts to all the possibilities and within any given space. That's what the genre called immersive sims tries to do. Like a game like Dishonored or Prey, where the game is sort of like a sandbox, and what you're trying to do is have the game set up game rules so that the game responds appropriately and uniquely to whatever actions the player decides to take. But you have such a large possibility space that it's incredibly difficult to do so, especially like a very traditional scripted method of, well, if the player does this, then say that. If the player does that, then say that.
Well, there's no, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is no way where the technology is now to really simulate anything completely non-scripted. I mean, at some point as a player, you always get a little bit wise or a lot wise to the design of the game and how, and at some point that just interferes with any kind of completely immersive experience, because
it actually,
in a lot of ways, video games remind me of the chaotic beauty of life. I'm getting very philosophical now, but
quick time out from that really deep thought to beat up a toddler with a baseball bat.
Do it.
Oh, you actually hit the one behind with the ball?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
All right, Julian, continue with your much less important statement about not beating up children.
Hitting the toddler was definitely needed to be the focus. I don't even know where I was going with that.
Well, wow. There's also the other side of some of it is a game needs to be understandable for the player. It needs to have consistent rules. The player can expect some of what's going to happen as a result of their actions. I think you often, if you walk around the space, you can do things. You almost like build up a hypothesis. What if I do this, this, and that because I want to get this result? And when the game gives you that result, you're often delighted and elated. When the game doesn't, if it fails to recognize something you've done or that you feel it should have taken note of, then it feels really disappointing because it violates your expectation.
Right. Yeah, exactly right. I mean, we often don't think about how in real life, if we were to wander down our alley, like you might in a video game, the options available to you are completely unlimited. I mean, we do most of what we do in life because of societal restrictions and like we follow our own gaming code, if you will, but not because it's really enforced by any kind of, I mean, we could go punch a toddler in the face, there's nothing keeping us from doing that.
Right.
Physically, it's just, know. So the intricate system of action and reaction or choice and consequence is, you just can't account for it all in a video game code.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was doing some gaming stuff. Did you were you talking about D&D?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
not necessarily.
When I tuned in there, it sounds like you were talking about like how you can get around. I was like, that's one of the great things about D&D is you can.
You have a human dungeon master can account for those uncertainties, things that weren't considered ahead of time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I have had like.
Can be surprised, a DM can be like, oh, I didn't know they were going to do that, and now I have to on the fly figure out the consequence or roll for this or whatever. It's just that it's not true in a digital. But go ahead, Devin, you were.
Yeah, I mean, because I have been in parties where people asked, can I fillet the ogre, and they're like, well, you've got to pass a real hard charisma check because we were in combat.
A real hard one.
Yeah, a real hard charisma check and a really hard dexterity check. And there was it's possible, but very, very unlikely.
Yeah, and not without consequence,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but go ahead.
God, who are you playing with? That sounds like you're playing with Paul Overly.
It was I actually asked it. I was trying to save some.
Why fuck did you just tell the story? I was in a party with someone who asked if the
I
lady.
was trying to maintain my dignity.
Jolie knows how to catch you on your shit.
Oh my god.
That's great.
I mostly just wanted to see how our DM would handle it, like if he would like consider it. And he's like, "Well, you're gonna be at disadvantage for a variety of things." But he did tell me later. He's like, "If you were a snake person, you would have a better chance because of his idea of ogre dick is like very girthy." And his idea of the snake people is that they can unhinge their jaw. So it's like, really, like, what other time are you going to be able to take advantage of that racial trait? Because like you can,
yeah.
Oh my god.
But I was really just kind of asking out of curiosity, because my character at the time wouldn't occur
fairy?
to them.
Was it a little flying fairy?
No, it was actually a little goblin. But like
still little.
Well, the thing was, it wouldn't have occurred to that character to do it. I tend to keep most sexual things out of anything gaming related, just because it's really weird for everyone, and like including me. And also, like, sexualizing game characters is difficult, even in the best of times, I think.
I would agree
because
with
at the end of the day, you're not there with a bunch of people to simulate, sex. You're just like, I mean, if you have fun that way, that's fine. But the goal is to just have fun. At the end of the day, I think, and that's not the way most people have fun.
Hey guys, grab a beer.
What about that?
Yeah, that's there's some. Oh god.
Coolest dad ever. Like he would be a cool dad if you were in high school. In some circles, like, yeah, the dad just told me to grab a beer and chill, watch the game. I'd be like him when I'm older. Anyway.
I'm just thinking of in the middle of battle. Let's say you had won you rolled a 20 on both of those checks, and then in the middle of battle, this little goblin just depances an orc and is like.
That's a goblin.
Like one of the hallmarks of a great DM is the ability to act things out and give you entertaining responses to your actions. I feel like Jolene would be really good at that.
That particular action, goblin.
It requires quite a range to do well, I think.
Yeah, commitment. Like you have to. There's nothing worse than playing with a DM who kind of half-asses conversation.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, because they're uncomfortable or whatever. But man, if a player rolled a 20 on a dex check on blowing an ogre or an orc in battle, you gotta deliver.
I'm never coming out.
You're right. Yeah. Anytime you roll a 20, really, you as a DM have got to deliver something.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's when the players can like sit back and just like kind of cross their arms and be like, looking forward to seeing how this turns out. Like one of the things that was a little cringy was when our DM like realized that one of his NPCs had been successfully seduced by one of us, and he would have to respond in a way that was sexually inviting.
As Andrew's little daughter runs up.
And so it's like, how far do you go with that? I think I think I hit upon the perfect situation of entertaining and not uncomfortable when I successfully seduced a bar stool with my goblin.
Damn.
Because the whole thing was he was like, basically a child, and he's like discovering what life is, and he's like, imagine discovering yourself as like a child, like your sexuality, and like even before you're sexually mature, and it's like, oh, this does that and that does this, but then pretend you're a goblin, and then like roll with that, because I can't really like the way that adolescence, like the weirdness that goes on with that with humans, to just magnify that in terms of let's just say Tolkien-esque, just to grab a universe, a goblin, like that, just like all bets are off. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I feel like if I was DM and using my own personal experience, it would come down to your older cousin told you about this. And you were like, what? No way.
What?
And then you told all your friends, and they were like, "What?" And then your friends' moms were like, "We don't want you to hang out with that boy anymore."
Yeah. Oh, hi, naked child. Oh wow. Okay, bye.
That was a defiant look.
That really
She
was.
staring us down. Are we about? I think we're past an hour, right?
Yeah, are we?
We are actually, and I should sign off so I can do the 5 o'clock thing and not be late. Well, shit, I have no earthly clue how we would wrap this up. This has been such a, I don't know, a deep dive.
Yeah, really just to fart sounds. Just keep doing the fart sound.
Yeah.
We've covered
And
philosophical stuff to the tune of farts and poor ventilation and
yeah,
Ooh, shall we select
This
our
was
next
South Park.
game before we end?
we can figure it out next time.
yeah,
What do you think?
yeah.
I
Offline.
prefer to do it now.
You want to
just
be
'cause
transparent about this?
Well, just because we're all here and it's fun to get the next thing on video. Unless you
Okay.
need to rush off, Joe. I don't want to make you late to your stuff.
No, yeah, I've got a few more minutes. So yeah, we can choose. You want me to
All
keep
right.
recording through all this?
Yeah,
I got
yeah. Why not?
650.
650. Okay.
What's with
Let's
these
see.
even numbers?
Yeah.
650.
10 base numbers.
650 is. Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, so we're picking a random number and seeing what it corresponds to in Devin's very large Steam backlog.
Let's see. I'm not sure what's going on, but I don't think I've got all of my. Actually, give me. I think I've consolidated some games into like, in my spreadsheet to just have all of the series in one little cell. Could you
Mhm.
actually give me a maximum of 578? Because I've got all those in my spreadsheet.
Well, he said 470. What'd you say? 470?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, 470. Okay, I think it said 640.
It was like
Wow.
he did.
Was
what
it
he
640?
asked me.
Jesus Christ, I just did it and I can't remember.
That's okay. All right, we have gotten the classic System Shock 2.
Oh, that's a good one.
Nice.
Which is
Excellent.
exciting. Which I have actually never played all the way through. I've just kind of dabbled in it. So
Yes, prototypical immersive sim.
Mm.
One of the giants.
Yeah. Well, this has been South Park: The Stick of Truth, a very in-depth and exhaustive look at all of its aspects, and not just us blathering over it.
Smacking everything you find and making fart noises. The game is more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Willie, can you play us out with your recorder music?
South Park, la 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 la, do 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 do.